Thank you. Hey, everybody. All right, so here, let me. So today has been a pretty crazy day. Isabel and I have been working. We've been working on different parts of the new book. She's been working on the back cover, and I've been working on the interior content, the interior written stuff. And that's awesome, Amanita. That's great. And so the new book is coming together. But I did the. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but we've been doing a concerted new Instagram campaign where we're doing a bunch of reels. We're going to be doing another reel, which is going to take maybe an hour and a half to put together tonight after the stream. So it's just been a ton of just a fuck ton of work. None of it is bringing in money, which is important. But it all seems to be, it's fun to do, and people those that catch it and pay attention to it seem to appreciate it. So we'll see. Let me just tune up real fast. So I literally have been working right up and I just got back from taking the dogs out. We just got back from taking the dogs out, and so now. So I've had no time to warm up my fingers. No time to practice guitar. So I'm gonna get this. I'm just gonna get some stuff practiced up. Let's see. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable enough to pull that one off just yet. Yeah, my fingers don't feel unlimber. They just don't feel. They don't feel super on point. Okay, let's see. What's a little bit more complicated song that I don't play? I haven't played that. Here. There's always been more space the matter can erase the matter get you down, 'cause you're never around. Well, I can say emphatically that I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping, and I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. You can win, place, or show. So how's it gonna go? And the right becomes a wrong. Well, you still hear this song. Well, I can say emphatically that I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping, and I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. La 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 la. Hush, don't say a word. God save us in a little book tucked away in a corner of the universe. God save us in a little book tucked away in a corner of the universe. I've been ill, I'm getting worse, some symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her I feel like okay. I've been ill, I'm getting worse, my symptoms cannot be reversed, but when I'm with her, I feel okay. Well, I've been sleeping sound since you've been around. Nothing brings me down, 'cause you're never around. Well, I can say emphatically that I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping. And I found the girl of my dreams, but she's sleeping all the time. So I wrote that song way back in 1996. So yeah, that song is pretty darn old. And let's see. So Amanita says, I had a lot of work for basically no money today too. I was still in the process of cleaning the fruiting room. I literally had to take everything apart and bleach everything. It sucks. I'm thinking it might be better to switch to outdoor projects only, so there's not as much prep and cleanup work. And thank you, Lord Curtis. Yeah, that was just, so that's a fun song. Like, I'm just trying to, I'm trying to limber up my fingers and kind of get them feeling a little bit more comfortable on the guitar. I did play yesterday. I streamed yesterday. You'd think I would be up to snuff, but that's not the case. Why that is, I don't know, but that's okay. We'll sort it out. We're gonna sort it out right now over the next few hours. I'm going places no one else has ever been to. There's no end to the trouble I get into when I'm with you. I'm 3 steps ahead of all my sorrow, but I promise by tomorrow I'll repay you all the things that I've borrowed. Speeding past sunrise, racing through midnight. I try to slow it down, I'll come around. Never gonna lose, I'm a race car driver, the sole survivor. Pedals to the metal as I make my getaway. Never gonna lose, I'm a race car driver, the sole survivor. Pedals to the metal as I make my getaway. Brace for an impact that I know someday must come. I've been on the run, moving faster than a freight train. No one can catch me and they daren't even try, 'cause it's just a faster guy. I'm alone on the highway, speeding past sunrise, racing through midnight. I try to slow it down, I'll come around. I'm never gonna lose, I'm a race car driver, the sole survivor. Pedals to the metal as I make my getaway. I'm never gonna lose, I'm a race car driver, the sole survivor. Pedals to the metal as I make my getaway. Speeding getaway, speeding getaway, speeding getaway, speeding getaway. Someday I promise to surrender. Someplace, somewhere out there is better. Speeding getaway, speeding getaway, speeding getaway, speeding getaway. Someday I promise to surrender. Someplace, somewhere out there is better. I'm never gonna lose, I'm a race car driver, the sole survivor. Pedals to the metal as I make my getaway. I'm never gonna lose, I'm a race car driver, the sole survivor. Pedals to the metal as I make my getaway. Pedals to the metal as I make my getaway. That was a weird chord to throw in. But hey, man, every now and again, you start throwing a little jazz things up, just get the jazz around, trot the jazz out. Okay, thank you, Lord Curtis. Oh yeah, here I forgot to turn on everything. I just restarted the computer, got the stream fired up and launched it. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So I put out this fucking podcast, and like, anyway, whatever. I know all things take time to grow. And I know that for whatever reason, for me, I seem to have a handful of people that dig what I do and then also don't speak to their friends. Like, don't talk like, hey, what were you doing right there? Just listen to something, like that. So I feel like that's like the thing is like, oh, either that or they're like, this is fucking trash. What does my shirt mean? Oh, this is a Ankh Morpork City watch. It's a Terry Pratchett. It's built on the Terry Pratchett books, the Night Watch books. They're fucking awesome. They're super fun. So yeah, Ankh Morpork City watch. It's really sad. So I was at the H-E-B at my local supermarket. This is maybe about 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago. And it was at the height of the pandemic, and everybody's wearing masks except for some people. Hey, thank you, the Spin Duck. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, I get it. It only came out a week ago. I still have to promote it. I still have to it's from my perspective, like things like well, anyway, I'll talk about that in just a bit. It is everywhere. So it is everywhere. And now, yeah. Anyway, blah blah blah. It's just exhausting. All of my life is exhausting. I'm fucking working my ass off. Like I'm literally fucking working my ass off. With the streaming and all the Patreon stuff and the new record and the new podcast and then all the promotion that goes into it and all the Instagram stuff and all the Facebook stuff and and I've got somebody to help me out. Isabella's helping me out. And my new book. Like book number 8, I'm and it's just hey, just wanted to pop in real quick and tell you I finally decided to be a good fan and listen to the First Hesitation Cuts on my work commute with my mom. But that's awesome. That's awesome. Sam. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. See, that's like, thank you, dude. It's really funny because that's all I need to hear. Like that is the thing that gets me through. Like, it's really truthfully because I pour so much. It's really funny because I talk about that in episode 4. I talk about kind of what goes on in my head as I'm making this stuff and as I'm getting it out to the world, And that's, in fact, amen. Lil Moppet is right. Sam, if you wouldn't mind just writing up a little something, or if you wouldn't mind if we were to quote you right there, like the thing is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to aggregate all of the people that think favorably on the show, and just be like, hey, this is what other people are saying about the podcast. You should at least give it a spin. Like I understand it's not going to be for everybody. I understand that not everybody's going to dig it. I understand that not everybody's going to even like the music. There's so many. Hey, Boone, how you doing, brother? I know there's so many people that are into hip hop exclusively, or into country exclusively, or into something, But okay, awesome. Thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you, man. So yeah, so if you could, I mean, if you wanted to give us a revised quote, because that is. And that would be great. Oh, that would be even. In fact, Sam. I wanted to talk to you guys. Thank you. You just brought me up. Yes, that would be awesome because I could definitely use. If you wanted to record one and send it to me via Discord, that would be magical. I would absolutely love that, and I guarantee you, I would certainly use it, and it'd be plastered everywhere. But I also. If you guys have songs of mine that really resonate, if there's a song of mine that really resonates with you, and you want to. Shoot me a little. Oh shit! It's only for Patreon patrons. Fuck. All right, never mind. All right, but yeah, but the review stuff. Yes, anybody, send me reviews. Write them. Didn't realize you were on yet. Did you? I did just start the stream, Boone. Yeah, I started at 5. No, well, yeah, not the reviews, Lil Moppet. Yeah, we're conflating different things. So okay, awesome. Thank you, brother. That's super exciting. That's super exciting. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like I'm 100% guaranteed it will find its audience. You know, like the thing is, like I know it's good. I know the music, and I know each episode gets better incrementally. Like the better, and this fourth episode, I think this fourth episode is sort of the apotheosis episode. I think it's what I had in mind when I did episode 1, and I didn't figure out how to get there until episode 4. But now that I know how to get there, I think I'll remain there. And I think that the modality of storytelling will only get better. But that said, you know, it's just taken me a while to get there. And so I feel like I'm now offering people, I'm like, here, listen to a less good episode and tell me if you like it. Tell me if this is what turns you on. You know, like, because I want to go, no, here, listen to episode 4 and then go back and listen to the first 3. But anyway, whatever. I think they should start with 1 and just keep going. So yeah, but I certainly will. If you listen to it and you just send me, if you write me a review, we will put it up everywhere. If you record something for me, I will make a reel with just featuring that. You know, so. Oh, awesome! Yeah, that's great. Awesome, Amanita. That's awesome. All right. Let me get back to some rock and roll. Let me warm up my fingers a little bit more. Catastrophe waits for me in the form of a girl with long hair, narrow hips, and eyes bright as pearls. I know I'm a goner. I know I'm as good as Walking Dead. I know I'm a goner. I should have known as soon as she said, oh, I like your music and the way it fucks with my head. Why, oh, why do I play with fire when I know that I'll get burned? All the scars that I've acquired, you'd think that I'd have learned. I know I'm a goner. I know I'm as good as burning ash. I know I'm a goner. I should have known as soon as she asked, why do all your songs sound happy but seem so sad? Would you like to go home with me? Would you like to go home with me? Would you like to go home with me? Would you like to go home? I'm so alone. Catastrophe sleeps beside me in the form of a girl. Naked flesh pressed against me outside the sleeping world. I know I'm a goner. I know I'm as good as dead again. I know I'm a goner. I should have known this from the moment when she came to me and said, hello, I am a fan. Oh, 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 oh. But yeah, I do. But Sam and Spin Duck, I do want to say thank you guys. Thank you so much for the votes of confidence. You know, it's crazy for me. Every single time I put out something, anything, whether it be a record or whether now with this podcast, I'm experiencing the exact same thing. You know, like because what happens is you put thousands and thousands of hours into something and you work on it and you really hone it and try to make it sound. I mean, the good thing is I'm not spending as much time on the podcast as I did on my records because I've just gotten a lot better at recording. You know, I can sit down and I can go from the idea of a song to a fully finished album-worthy cut, you know, in 8 or 9 hours. So it doesn't require me. I don't have to spend as much time as I did on the hesitation cuts. But even so, it's still an enormous amount of work, and it's still sort of, for me, like, yeah, that was the thing, as Isabella said, like, I actually wrote the entirety of episode 4, give it to her. She had some feedback. The more I thought about it, the more I realized it wasn't having the kind of emotional resonance that I really wanted it to have. So I just scrapped the entire fucking thing, and I just started from scratch, you know. And I did, so all the spoken word bits and all the stuff that lead into the songs and all the stuff that happens in the middle of the songs, the spoken word in the middle of the songs, all of that was rewritten. And then and now I think now I think that the episode is where I think all my episodes should be at their base level. You know, I do think that the better I get at weaving these stories, like some of the things, if you listen to episode 4, you might notice that I occasionally use language that is called back in the lyrics of my songs, and that's intentional. You might notice that there's certain phrasing or certain phrases or certain words that are also used in the lyrics. Like, so the idea is I wanted to make the music feel as much sort of stream of consciousness built into the story as the story itself, you know? And so, yeah, anyway, it's just, yeah, I think as I get better at this, I think it's gonna be amazing, you know. And so if I survive to see it growing to the point where people are like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! What Mike did is really, really something special." I don't know, because the thing is, like, because I really feel like I'm running out of juice. I'm racing towards. I can't tell if it's a finish line or if it is a cliff. But I'm racing towards it with my gas tank at just empty. You know, it's just like ding. You know, and it's buried, and I'm still so you know. But I'm still gonna keep on keeping on for as long as I can. But all right, let me. So so that was a song called "I'm a Goner," and that one actually felt pretty good. So I think I'm gonna open it up to request if you guys want to request some songs. Otherwise, I'm just gonna play a bunch of the new material, because I've got a whole bunch of new songs that if I don't keep practicing them, they will disappear forever. Really? Come on, man. Hi. All right, so let's see. But they always have something to say about experiences, not only Mike TV as an indie artist. Yeah, I mean that's, yeah. So for me, I try to keep the topic of the podcast sort of high enough level. I mean, I do get kind of granular in terms of my personal experience, my personal ways of like looking at me and the way I make stuff and the way I deal with it. But I try to, like, you know, I mean, I don't know, whatever. I know exactly what it is like to put work, effort, time, and money on something and not have it ending up the way it should. Imagine putting 6 months in isolating a genetic strain and then turns out to suck, and not even want to fruit right. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's right, but that's the thing. Is it from my, you know, it's kind of the, I have to feel like I have to look at it from the Edison perspective, like, you know. It's you know, not that he invented the light bulb, but he tried 999 times before he got the 1000th that worked, and 999 times he has to look at them as he was divining ways that it didn't work, you know. And the thing is that, like, and that for me is I sometimes have to remind myself of that, like, yeah, okay, this is just, you know, it's just like, the thing is that, like, my efforts are never in vain. You know, they're never, all the things that I do, all the things that I've done, the fact that I put out such a gigantic volume of music, so much of it has been sort of not amateurly, like it's not amateurish, because I made it sound as best as I possibly could to my ears. And so they're albums that I would have enjoyed if I hadn't made them and I'd heard them, and I'd be like, oh, I like this record, you know. And it's crazy, because my threshold for music is pretty, the bar for me enjoying a song is pretty low on the production side of things. Like, you could literally get a band with some good songs that can they can all of them barely play their instruments. They can all of them have like just put a boombox in the center of a room and press record. And if the songs are good, I'll still fucking dig the record, you know? And that's just me having grown up in the indie rock world that I did, growing up listening to Kill Rock Stars and listening to Sub Pop and listening to, you know, all of the even before it was indie rock, it was college rock, you know, listening to all the college rock stuff. So my ears have been trained over the years to, like, really listen for the song and not the production values. But even so, I do, you know, I have aspired to, if not create things of a production value that is commensurate with, like, major labels, that I want it to adhere to a certain aesthetic that I personally feel is cool, and so and it's funny because what I think is cool, a lot of my friends don't agree with. Like it's funny. There's a piano. I do things to a lot of my pianos where I compress them. I compress the shit out of them. I throw distortion on them, and I throw a fuck ton of reverb on them. And for some reason, it makes the piano to my ears sound like it's coming from a long way away. But yet at the same time, it's just playing its heart out. Like it's like, hey, I want to be in the mix, but it's like, but I can barely, and there's something about that really resonates with me, like the sound wise. To Schmed, it sounds too crunchy, like the high notes sound very crunchy and all fucked up, and he doesn't like that, but for me, like, so I recognize that my personal aesthetic is not necessarily, everybody else's, and that may shoot me in the foot at some point in time, but fuck it, but fuck it is all I have to say. That's good. Sometimes my efforts are totally, but maybe you just don't have perspective enough on it right now, Amanita. The thing is like for me in my life, even things that I was like, I should never have done that. When I look back on it with a far enough at a far enough distance, I'm like, oh yeah, I did glean some stuff out of that I would never have gotten otherwise. I would have never have picked up this understanding of, like for me, a lot of my failures have led to me having a better understanding of how to tinker and tweak things, that have led to, if not abject success, like to things that to my ears sound cool, and to the ears of at least my little echo chamber of friends sounds cool, so fuck it. All right, let's see. All right, there are no requests, so I'm gonna go to some of my new songs, and play some of those. Oh yeah, let's do The Enemy. Hey, Half Noble, how are you, man? Good to see you. I'm having a very long and a crazy day, but it has been excellent. So let me see. Let me see. Right. Okay, this is another weird one. This is another song that I wrote. So what happens is usually when I write about when I'm in a songwriting mode, I try to write as close to 100 songs as possible. And so sometimes I get to 80, and sometimes I get to 75, and sometimes I get to 97, and sometimes I get to 110, But I try to like my benchmark, my goal is to write 100 songs. At least that's what it's been since I got to Austin. So usually what happens is once I've written like upwards of 70 or 80 songs, and I feel like I've got a bunch of cool songs that kind of make sense from a key perspective, make sense chordally, make sense then I'm like, okay, I've got enough songs that make sense to my ears. Now let me just try to fucking flip the script and write some crazy and bizarre songs. And that's where Can't Last Forever came from, and that's where Wretch, the song I played yesterday, came from. But this is another one in that vein. Boom, explode the hand grenades. Now let's make us some lemonade. Bang, bang, go our little guns. We got the mayhem, we got the mayhem, we got the mayhem, we bring the fun. Chop, chop, down tumbles everything. Snort, snort, up goes the ketamine. Growl, growl, the hounds won't let them be. We bring the chaos, we are the enemy now. We know what side of bud is breaded on, and now we see that it's not mere conspiracy. Oh, we are the enemy. We are the enemy. Hooray, hooray, another fucked up day. Hooray, hooray, another fucked up day. Oh, we are the enemy. We are the enemy. Smash, smash, crushing the skulls of foes. Crash, crash, tossing at terminals. Glug, glug, drinking down lemonade. We got the privilege, we are the enemy. Thrust, thrust, it's what we're made to do. Trust, trust, the web is made just for you. Hump, hump, we can't seem to overcome. We are the sickness, we are everyone now. We know, now, we know what side our blood is brother on, and now we see that it's not mere conspiracy. Oh, we are the enemy. Yes, we are the enemy. Hooray, hooray, another fucked up day. Hooray, hooray, another fucked up day. Oh, we are the enemy. Oh, we are the enemy. So yeah, of course, like as when I sit down to actually record this song, I'll make sure that that ending gets much bigger and keeps building and becomes like, you know, like, so it becomes it'll probably be like a big gang chant of we are the enemy with stomp stomp, so you know, something. I'll make it sound but you know, but I thought, but yeah, so anyway, so, and not so much that song is chordally complex or even chordally challenging. It's just like I didn't care about. I didn't pay attention to the chords. I just made sure that I was having fun playing the song, you know. And it's really funny because when I wrote it, I was like, oh, it's such a simple song. I ignored it, you know. So I wrote it and I was like, it's all right. And then I went back to it, and because I recorded it on my phone, and I went back to it. I'm like, dude, it's fucking amazing. Of course, like, what was I thinking? What did I? Because I was like, why? Who cares that it's chordally simple? It's fucking super fun, you know. And yeah, like the. Like there's just something about it. Just it does not suggest catchy, but it ends up being a catchy song. So I'm like, all right. Yeah, anyway, so and thank well, Amanita, if you stick around, there were going to be I think you're going to hear a bunch of songs that you have not yet heard, because these are all of a bunch of my new ones. Heidi Ho, how does Heidi Ho go? Oh yeah, that's right. I've been hiding from you, you've been hiding from me. Yeah, all right, let's try this one. Let's try Heidi Ho. So I wrote last year, I think it was 84 or 85 songs. And the year before I wrote like 70 something songs, but I started with a pool of about 160 songs that had not made it on a record. I hadn't even recorded really demos of them other than like stuff I did on my phone. Hey Froggy, how you doing, man? So what I did is I went through and I figured out, all right, which are keepers, and I drilled them down, and I basically got down to about 120 acoustic songs, right? So I took 160, 170, and I drilled them down. So I had 120 songs I thought I could do something cool with once I added drums and bass and piano and all that stuff. But then I also, and then this year, so at the beginning of this year, I started recording all 120 of those songs, but I also started writing songs on the piano, because I really have never, at least for the past decade, I haven't written songs in piano in earnest. Or written songs on the piano in earnest. So I decided to start writing songs on the piano. And of course, I'm not a very good piano player, and I don't understand. Like, it's funny, like, I will watch, like, how I learn. I'm like, oh, that's one thing I'm not doing, is I'll watch other piano players that have written their own songs, that are playing and singing their own songs. I'll watch them and be like, oh, that's what you do with the left hand. Oh, that's how you do the little passing note right there. Like, so there are things that I'm watching and I'm like, oh shit, that I need to incorporate into my songs that I haven't yet done. But even so, it doesn't matter, because that's the thing, is for me, it doesn't really matter, because I can always add that later.